Yo guys, what's up? Let's discuss and reflect a little bit about the stock market. Why is it so hard to make money in the dang stock market? I have some money, and this is a great company. I want to invest my money in this great company, and I want to have some of the profits from the great company. Facebook, every time they report earnings, they're doing better. Great company. Put my money in that company. Close my eyes. Next day, it should be worth more. Next month, it should be worth more. And next year, it should be worth more. They have my money, in fact, don't they? Unfortunately, that's not really how the stock market works. The stock market's full of people doing terrible things, like panic selling and panic buying, which is more of people fearing missing out on a great opportunity. People just institutional sponsors dumping a stock, grabbing a stock to do a short squeeze. Terrible things happen. It's an evil game. Stock market's an evil game. It's very hard to make money in the stock market, don't you think? But it can be done. Definitely can be done. You have to rewire your brain, not think like a natural human being. But you can't think like a robot or a computer either. Computers cannot play in the stock market. They don't have the insight that is necessary. And I actually have heard of, just as a tangent, I've heard of computer algorithm stuff and such that play the stock market, and I've never heard that they've done well. I always hear that they do bad, and I completely would believe that, because honestly there is insight you need that is beyond programming right now. I think, like, for me, a big indicator on whether or not a stock is doing well is if when the market averages come down, it holds more than others relative to companies within the same sector to them. And when the market comes up, if they've been down more, they need to come up more, and then there's a lot of things with, like, am I seeing panic selling on the charts? Am I seeing panic buying? So much more insight in stocks than I think computers are ready for. Anyway, that being said, back on track. It's very hard to make money in the stock market because it's so easy to see yourself losing $300, $400 and saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose it all. I'm freaking out, man. And to kind of lose sight of the big picture, right? And that's a lot of times why people like to do limit orders as well, right? Like, they're like, oh, I can save 5 cents on purchasing it, instead of, you can't hesitate, right? You come up with a decision, you should execute on your decision. Market orders or limit orders that are at the same price as the market right now, so that you don't pay an extra for no reason, really. If you're looking at a stock that's $50, I actually normally put a limit order at $50 just so I know I get it, and so I know that I don't somehow get screwed into. A couple times I've purchased a stock at, say, $50 at market order, and then I get it at 50.7 or 50.5 or 50, something ridiculous. I'm like, how? Anyway, my point here is the emotions of human beings make us penny pickers, make us worried Wendy's, make us panic sellers and panic buyers, and unreasonable a little bit, and irrational when we know it's our money on the line. For instance, it's completely normal for a stock to lose, maybe take a like 5% hit in a day for no reason, other than it's just a shakeout, really. Sometimes that happens, and you're like, oh man, I'm out. When really it's a normal slight correction, right? To get rid of these weak holders. But it's hard to see that. Sometimes it dumps 5%, and it's dumping 5% the next day, and it's going to dump that 5% the next day after, and that's where you need to be picking. The picking of the companies comes into very high importance. If you've picked a company that is super solid, all factors should point to it growing, right? All factors should point to its value being above what its current value is. So odds are in your favor, and uptrend should be there on the stock, so odds are in your favor. right? That's a key thing right there. But otherwise, it's very difficult just because it's just super unpredictable in the short term. And when we lose a couple of dollars here and then in the short term, we freak out, we panic, and we might sell, right? Everything is good when every day is positive, but that's too easy. It's way too easy. So the stock market is manipulation, and it's games, and it is what's the word? Panic, emotions. Anyway, the whole point of this is just, I was just thinking, the stock market is an evil thing. Actually, it should be avoided. It is not for the light of heart. So like for today, WD Walker and Dunlop went down 6%. But yesterday it went up like 16%, right? So there's a little bit of shakiness happening, but I don't think the stock is actually doing anything unnatural. It took such a big jump up. It's just it's a pullback, and it might take a while for it to get up there and price again. But it's increasing its value so much and to such a high degree that it would be unreasonable for the stock to lose value. Now, the stock market's silly and crazy, and that kind of stuff can happen, and it could tomorrow just tank, right? But the stock market does generally follow some guideline in the long run, right? That's the only way you can make money, knowing in the long run what's gonna happen or what should happen, right? But these people who do day trading and stuff like that, they have some specific skills, I know, and they can make a ton of money. But for these more common stocks, day trading is just kind of, to me, it's more of a gamble. So people try to day trade, which is what most people would probably prefer to do because they hate being patient. Probably lose money, and that's another thing, right? People don't like to be patient. People panic. People have emotions and whatnot, and that's just some of the reasons why it's so hard to make money in the stock market. But anyway, yeah. Peace.